Now let's flip it over because the Packers have an injury question with their starting quarterback. And on Sunday, everything looked like it would be fine. Jordan Love expressed confidence he'll be fine. I was told he'll be fine. He hit his elbow against a helmet. He had the numbness and the tingling, the Josh Allen funny bone from just a couple of weeks ago, same injury. But the feeling came back. He was able to throw on the sideline. They said that Jordan Love could have come back into the game. He didn't, or did he? He didn't. Did he come back in when Malik Willis got injured? Okay.
No, he didn't. He did not. But he got he warmed up like he might have to go back in.
We saw him thrown. Right. So he practiced on a limited basis yesterday. Matt LaFleur says we're going to anticipate. I'm looking at the wrong. Let me put a button on the Jalen Hurts thing. They anticipate Jalen Hurts is going to play. Jordan Love apparently Matt LaFleur and Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love are two bunched together in my document here, and my eyes aren't as good as they used to be, if they ever were. So the bottom line, and Pete's now putting a few spaces. Thank you, Pete. And but here's Jordan Love on his situation, specifically answering the question of when the numbness went away after he banged his elbow into that helmet on Sunday.
Pretty much by the next day, like I was feeling back to normal, a little bit less numbing.
So your grip on the ball felt fine today?
Yeah.
Is it the funny bone? I mean, like everybody's had happen. Yeah. Nothing funny about it.
No, definitely not.
So you're playing Sunday?
See, yeah, I'm hopeful.
Okay. So Jordan, why did they limit you?
Just based on my hand, getting back to it.
So if the feeling's back, does it still hurt in any way, or how is it affecting you at practice today?
Yeah, it's more my elbow. Just covering that.
Soreness?
Yes.
Does it hurt when you throw? Like, do you feel it when you're throwing?
Yeah.
Did you cut loose today, or do you need to wait till later in the week to do that?
Yeah, we'll wait till later in the week.
If you had to cut loose today, do you think you could have?
Cut loose, as in?
Just let it rip.
Yeah, I'll throw, my normal, I don't know what you mean by that, sorry.
Cut loose, foot loose, put on your Sunday shoes. That's what they mean by cut loose. Hey, that's a guy who does not want to talk about his injury.
100%.
That's a guy who, when you watch and listen to the whole thing, that's a guy who is in denial about how bad his injury is.
He's concerned.
That's a guy who's trying to will his way through it.
Right.
And you meddling teenagers asking me questions about it is only going to chip away at my delusion that I'm okay. That's what I took away from that.
I agree. It's, first off, short answers. Those are not the way people would answer those questions if you were feeling good and you felt like you could throw the ball, right? And you felt like you were like, hey, there's no doubt I'll be ready to go. You'd be like, hey, it's precautionary. I feel great. I know I'm going to be able to cut it loose and let it rip. It's not really a problem. We're just giving it another day to rest. That's how that answer, the answers he gave were, basically, I'm not sure. I don't know where it's at. And the fact that the practice was limited anyways should just be a big red light and a spotlight on it going, dude, this is a quarterback and an offense that has not been very sharp. He's been dealing with injuries. He hasn't looked like the guy we saw at the end of last year the whole year. So do you really think the Green Bay coaches and company wanted to just give him a day off just to give him a day off? No, there's something there. And the elbow can be tricky. It can affect the way, because so much of that throwing hinges on that elbow right there, to where, if it's the tendon or whatever else, the nerve is bruised and banged enough to where, you lose feeling in your hands. I've dealt with this a little bit, and it can be an issue, and you certainly won't be able to throw the ball to your 100% capacity. So I wasn't concerned about this injury until yesterday, until I saw this, heard this, saw that he was limited in practice. I thought that was very concerning and weird, and that tells me that this is more serious than they're letting on.
And this is the guy who got back on the field before he should have after injuring his MCL against the Eagles week 1. He clearly wasn't himself week 4 against the Vikings. He fought through the groin injury against the Jaguars, came back and played, ultimately left. I don't think he missed a game after that. He didn't. He came back and played the next week, even though maybe he shouldn't have. And And, I get that. He wants to play. He's wired to play. He wants to justify the $55 million per year investment that the Packers have made in him. He's a competitor, yada, yada. But your body can only do so much. And, we've all hit our funny bone. It goes away within 30 seconds. If you're still feeling numbness the next day, that's not just bumping your funny bone. That's damaging something in there, nerve, tissue, whatever, that's causing a lingering problem. And the question is, will it be resolved by Sunday when the Eagles and the Packers get started at 4:30 p.m. Eastern? And yeah, it's a concern. I wasn't as concerned for Jordan Love as I am now after watching that clip.
Right.
But it's clear. He's concerned, and he's trying to maintain a strong demeanor in the face of being asked questions that if he thinks about them long enough, it's going to make him concerned. The idea that he doesn't know what it means to cut it loose, that just tells you, come on, we all know what it means to cut it loose. I can understand Bill O'Reilly not knowing what it means to play us out, but I will not accept the idea that a quarterback doesn't know what it means to cut it loose.
I think he didn't know how to answer it, to your point. See, that was getting into a little bit more of an in-depth question and getting into that.
Because the answer is no, I can't.
The answer is I can't, right. So he didn't know how to, for lack of a better way, bullshit his way out of it, right, and get out. So he just kind of acted like, I don't really know what you mean by that, and he moved on. But again, that was not the look or the answers. We've seen a million quarterbacks do interviews who are injured or whatever else, and they don't give you those kind of answers. They give you the type of answers where, yeah, I'm dealing with something, but I'm good. I'm going to be good, whatever. The body language, the way he answered the questions, all of it looked like, I'm not sure. I'm a little concerned, and they've told me to come up here and not say much and keep a straight face and not let you guys or the Philadelphia Eagles know anything what's going on here. And I think that's kind of the look that I felt like I certainly gleaned as I was watching that.
It's one of the skills of a quarterback that you don't appreciate until you see someone who doesn't have that skill. Like Joe Burrow would have just sat there and said, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I'm fine.
Right.
Mahomes he wouldn't have been the same way as Burrow, but he would have projected a confidence that wouldn't have been
I'm working with things,
shaken.
but I'll be better. Yeah, just all that.
Yeah.
Right.
He was just it was like he was being interrogated, like he's under the hot light and are we done? Can I go? Who's going to ask me the next question that might make me accidentally blurt out the truth? It really was striking to see it, and that's another example of the disconnect between seeing the words in writing versus actually watching the delivery. I think we both, I don't know, scale of 1 to 10, I'm at about an 8.5 for Jordan Love right now for Sunday.
As far as like expecting him to play or saying, or
yeah,
like
and be himself. Like I guess they could put him out there, but it's not like he's going to be throwing the ball 50 yards down the field.
No, I would worry about that too. Let alone we've seen him kind of be off target and not have the control of the football that we would like because of all the things you mentioned, the injuries, everything he's dealt with there. He mechanically can get into some bad habits at times. But then again, back to the X and O's part of the football game, we talked about Jalen Hurts and the run game and all of that. When I see this, I just go, man, it does make me feel like there's a chance we see Malik Willis in this football game, and the Eagles, they're going to have to prepare for that a little bit. They're going to watch that press conference and worry about the same type of stuff we just talked about. They're not stupid down there in Philadelphia. They've seen quarterbacks do press conferences before. They're going to realize that, there's something there. And, yeah, if Malik Willis does play, the Packers play different with Malik Willis. We saw that. They had success. That was one of the great offseason acquisitions by the Green Bay Packers to do that. They can feel comfortable with Malik Willis. I think Malik Willis and his success as a starter was part of the reason Jordan Love was like, I got to get back out there. Because he was like, man, it's starting to look a little too good with Malik Willis. I don't like that. He's infringing on my territory. But with Malik Willis, we know the running game and the quarterback run game is certainly a much bigger aspect than it is with Jordan Love.
We remember clearly that thought back when Jordan Love I don't want to say forced, but it felt like he forced his way back onto the field week 4. Like,
Yeah.
where's the grown-up in the room? I thought Matt LaFleur would be somebody who would say, whoa. It's not like you're getting benched for Malik Willis. We just made this massive financial investment in you. And I can imagine that same thing happening on a much different scale, but with much higher stakes as the playoffs arrive. But they have a guy who has proven he can perform at a high level as the backup, and they just got him right before the start of the season. It's amazing what the Packers were able to do by getting and preparing Malik Willis. But you got to have somebody who can go to Jordan Love and say, whoa, this isn't the way to do this. We can't put you back out there, regardless of whether or not you might suffer further injury. We're trying to win this game. And Jordan Love at 85% or wherever he would be, we're better off with 100% backup who has proven he can go out and win football games for us.
Yeah, I hear you there, and I'll be interested to see, and I'm going to be interested to see what his status is for today's practice and tomorrow. That's certainly going to be something to watch out for there. And again, it's a Green Bay offense that has just had to rely way too much on the running game and Josh Jacobs, and that's what's concerning. And then it's concerning on top of that is that Christian Watson has a torn ACL, and he's by far their most explosive wide receiver. We haven't seen Jaden Reed be a big part of the offense in quite some time. Romeo Doubs has been dealing with stuff on the field, off the field, all over the place there. They've got a few injuries here and there. So that's where you worry about a Green Bay football team that is, as you've heard me say, and I know you know it too, is really one of the more physically gifted, talented teams in all of football. One of the few teams in football where I go, they can stand up to the teams like the Lions, the Chiefs, right, the Eagles, as far as the physicality and not be outclassed. But they need to be able to throw and catch and do all that to win the football game, and that's just not been their best attribute here down the stretch.
You know, entering the week, for me, the bigger concern between the two starting quarterbacks was Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Now, Wednesday, Thursday, crap. This is another one of those weeks. Between Christmas and New Year's, like, I can't keep my days straight anymore. Thursday, approaching the Sunday game, I'm far more concerned about Jordan Love than I am Jalen Hurts, based upon yesterday's developments. And obviously, the Eagles already have the advantage. And this is only going to make it a bigger advantage if Jordan Love can't go and if Jalen Hurts is good to go and comes back and doesn't miss a beat. So we'll see how that plays out. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.